Hi Flosstube, I'm Jennifer and this is my channel, Stitching with the Waves. Welcome and Happy New Year. It's 2020 and this is my first video in about a month. So things are finally kind of settling back into a normal routine. So I want to get a video in today because I've missed you guys. I've had in the last month a lot of days where I didn't get any stitching done. Mainly because I was having some health problems and I don't really want to dwell on that. I just want to move forward. I'm trying to get that all figured out and taken care of, and I just want to talk about happy cross stitch stuff today. I don't want to deal with that. So the rest of my quick life update, the kids had 2 full weeks off for winter break this year. So just the way Christmas Day and New Year's Day fell in the middle of the week, they ended up with 2 full weeks of school, which is a lot longer than we normally get. And so they were off for that, and then Monday was their first day back. This is Thursday. So they were just home Tuesday and Wednesday for snow days because we had a little bit of snowy, icy weather. So today they are back at school. It was a bit of a rough morning because they haven't had to get up that early in a while, and they were really hoping for a delay today too, so they could go in a little later and sleep in a little bit, but that didn't happen. So we got them up, got them out the door bright and early, and today is a beautiful, bright, sunny day. Which is making the lighting a little odd. I tried to play with some settings on my camera so that, because when I was first setting up, I noticed every time I turned away or moved something into the frame, the lighting was really dramatically changing. I think I figured out how to lock that. This is my second try on the video because I think when I was messing around with the settings to lock that, I also locked the focus, so I couldn't get the camera to change focus either. Hopefully this time around, the lighting's gonna stay the same, but the focus will be okay. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. This might look terrible, I apologize if it does. Whatever, let's talk about cross stitch. So I have some finishes to show you, and then I also wanna show you a WIP parade, because I haven't done a WIP parade in a while. It's kind of a thing to do, it seems like, in Flosstube, in late December, early January. Gotta do your WIP parade, and then I'll tell you about my plans for 2020. So, finishes, here we go. This is Stitching Book Club from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, which you can find on Etsy. The first book that we read was Pride and Prejudice. So here it is. Let me give the whole thing back here first. This is the full-size Sal. There were 2, a mini version and a full-size. So this is the full-size, and I did my own color conversion. I changed some of the colors to be shades of blue, and then I changed up how I filled these medallions here in the center. So I'll show you an up close look of some of that. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, it's focusing. Sorry, it's kind of bright and blown out a little bit in the color there. The lighting's just weird at my house today, you guys, so I'm just kind of struggling. So I really love this vase in the middle here. So pretty with the flowers in it. And then I did the initials of the 2 main characters, Fitzwilliam Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet, inside those medallions. And then the bottom 2 medallions, I did Jane Austen's initials and my initials. And then I have the year she wrote the book and the year I stitched it. So really, really love how this turned out. Super happy with it. There are some more books coming up this coming year, so if you're interested in Stitching Book Club, you can check it out on Etsy. I believe this week is when Kristen is going to release the next pattern in the next book, which is going to be the 3 Musketeers. So if you're interested in checking that out, keep an eye on her Etsy shop and on her Instagram. You can see it at her Etsy shop is Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, and she has a separate Instagram account called Stitching Book Club, just for Stitching Book Club. So check that out. And then here is the mini Sal. So I stitched this one mainly in the called for colors, and this is stitched in petite point. So it's on 40 count silk gauze with 1 strand of DMC. And sorry, I'm super shaky. I'm gonna try and balance my elbow on the, oopsie, you guys, I'm struggling today. It's been a while since I did a video, can you tell? All right, there we go. A little less shaky, I guess. It's hard to hold these things still up close for you guys to see them. So there we go. That is my mini version of that Sal. So I love both of those. Oh, I wanted to point out, usually when you stitch petite point, it gets a little wonky. Can you see how it's ever so slightly skewed to the side? Just because of the way the tension on the stitches goes, it consistently pulls it to the side. So I have to block this piece, which basically just means mounting it on a piece of foam core with tacks and steaming it stretching it back to square and just steaming it again, and stretching it again, steaming it again. So I'm gonna work on that, and then I'll get those pieces finished up. So, one more finish, but it's also a new start. So I don't think I showed this to you in my last video. I think I might have started it before my last video, but I don't think I had shown it. So this is Winter from Little House Needleworks, and this is a pattern that is also sold with the Belle Soie floss. So it came with vanilla pudding, and this is what it looks like. Came out super cute, really like it. I had also done, I'm doing the whole series, so there's one for every season. I've already finished summer and autumn, and my original plan was to stitch them all in the same 32 count platinum Lugana. But this vanilla pudding, I don't know, I can't tell if it's picking up the variegation in the vanilla pudding or if that's just, yeah, you can see it in the roof of the house there. It is a variegated floss. The light in here is just so bright. I think it's kind of blowing it out quite a bit and you can't really see, but you can kind of tell in that one spot. So it's just such a pale white floss color that when I tried it on the platinum Lugana, there wasn't enough contrast between the floss and the fabric. So I ended up coffee dyeing. This is just, you know, the platinum Lugana. I brewed up a really strong cup of coffee and put it in the bottom of a big flat pan that was flat enough for the fabric to lay totally flat in. I didn't want the fabric to be real mottled because I didn't think the variegation in that floss would show up very well on a mottled fabric. So coffee dyed it, and I realized when I coffee dyed it, if I fold this down, can you tell? One side of the fabric dyed darker than the other. This side's darker than this side. And I intended to stitch it on the darker side, but it was so long between when I dyed the fabric and when I started stitching, I forgot that the fabric had done that. And so I ended up, by the time I realized that I was stitching on the lighter side and had remembered that, I was too far into stitching it. I didn't want to deal with pulling it all out. So it's fine. I think there's enough contrast here. You can easily see it. It would have been a little better on the darker side of the fabric, but this is fine. It came out great. So I'm going to stick with it and we're good to go. So I need to get that one FFO'd because it's winter. I could have that one up. I just need to get to that. So that is all of my finishes that I had. So let's move on to the WIP parade. Now I think it was August, right after Jolly July. In one of my videos in August, I said that I wanted to kind of dwindle down my number of WIPs. I had done a ton of new starts for Jolly July, and I realized that kind of stresses me out. You know, I know so many people, I watch their Flosstube videos and they've got 30 plus WIPs or whatever, tons of WIPs, and they love it and it's great. And that's fantastic for them. I found that I had, I want to say around 15, right? I think I had around 15 things started in August, that, you know, like WIPs in progress in August. And I found it stressful. It just wasn't how I want to do things. I want to keep the number much smaller so that I, you know, keep getting finishes and keep touching all of my things. I want to work on all my WIPs that I have going on. And when I had that many, it was really hard to feel like I was working on them consistently. And I would, you know, be like, oh, I want to work on this one because I haven't worked on it in a while. But then all these others are being neglected. And the things I'm stitching, I really want to work on. So I find that having a smaller number of WIPs works for me. So I'm very pleased to report I have dwindled it down significantly since then. Very, very happy about that. So I'm going to do a quick WIP parade here because I don't have that many things. All right, so I'm going to show these to you in the order that I'm planning to work on them. I'm not really planning to do a rotation right away in 2020 because I have some things I really want to get finished. And so I'm going to just show them to you in the order I'm going to work on them, and I'm going to work on it until it's done. So this one is Eiffel Quaker from Jardin Privé. I started this one in September for my 10-year-old daughter. And I personalized the pattern a little bit. I took out some of the motifs so that I can put in some things that are specific to her and her interests. So I really want to get this done. I changed the color scheme. It's very close to being done. I just have some pieces, some motifs to go right in here, and then finish the alphabet across the bottom. So it's super close. I changed it to shades of blue, navies and royal blue and aqua, things like that. So I want to get this done because, I mean, we all know kids. I picked this color scheme because it goes with her bedroom and it's her things that she's interested in right now, but she's 10 years old. If I don't get this done quick, those things will all change and then this won't go anymore. So I really want to get this done. You know, I did the sampler, the cat sampler from Jardin Privé for my 8-year-old at the beginning of last year. And so I really want to get this piece done so that they both have a piece that their mom made for them and hanging in their room and it's there. So this one, I love how it's coming out. I love the colors. It's just really pretty. And it's been actually stitching up much faster than I thought it would. Like I said, I started it in September, but I really only worked on it like 1 or 2 days then. And then I set it aside. So even though I haven't been doing very much stitching, it's really not taking me very long at all. So hopefully I just have another day or two and then this one will be done. So next this was what I started for my New Year, New Start. I stitched on it December 31st and January 1st. And it is from Flosstube. And it is, I'm not going to attempt the French pronunciation, but it is Snow in February. So it is cute little deer, little cabin in the background with the tree and the bird. I changed up the color scheme on this one a bit. I needed it to be a little bit more blue for me to make me happy. And then I also wanted to give a little bit more of a shout out to Valentine's Day. I don't think Valentine's Day is that big of a deal in France. There's, you know, like a little heart and stuff up in the corner, but I wanted to give this a little bit more pinks and reds as well to go along with, to make it a little bit more February-ish to me. So this is it right here. This is on 40 count fog lifter from R&R. And I changed all the border to blue. And I made the house. The house is a really pale pink. It's a classic Colorworks little pink peony or something like that. And then it'll get a darker pink shutters and door and things like that. So working my way through that one. This is 2 days of stitching, so I'm hopeful that like another 2 days or so and it'll be finished off. I don't have that much left to do, but another 2 or 3 days and I should be able to get that one finished. So as soon as I finish Eiffel Quaker, I'll pick this one up because it's for February. I really want to get it done in January so I can display it in February. All right, so that was number 2. Number 3 is going to be Spring Sampler Banner from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. You can find her on Etsy and Instagram at Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. She's got awesome designs there. This is my friend Kristen, and recently she now has, I have the PDF downloads, but she recently started having hard copies. Like you can order a hard copy printed out that will be delivered to your house. So if you're interested in hard copies and not just PDFs. So I've also changed the colors of this because, you know, that's what I do. Gotta make it more blue. I have not worked on this in a long time because I was working on all of my other seasonal things. I started spring right when it came out and stitched this during the spring, early summer, and then I put it aside so I could do my Christmas and fall stitching. So I'm gonna pick this one back up. I wanna get this done so I can display it in the spring. So I just have a couple of bands done. Really love how it's coming out. Love the colors. I have the object I'm gonna use to FFO it already, so I just wanna get that done. And then I have, you know, the other seasons that I'm gonna switch out as well. All right, so that is number 3. Oh, and I was stitching on that on 28 count Whisper Lugana, 1/1 with DMC. So my last regular sized WIP that I have, cross stitch WIP, is from Paulette Stewart of Plum Street Samplers. This is the 12 Days of Christmas, and it is a free project available on her blog if you check it out. I finished, this was my one Jolly July start for the year that I did not get completed this year. I was really hoping to get it finished, but that just didn't happen. I've got 4 days left to go. So this will definitely be something that I pick up when I'm ready to work on my Christmas stitching so I can get it done for next year. And I don't remember if I've shown you like the last day. I think the swans were the ones I did last. The 7 swans of swimming, but I don't remember if I showed them or not, if I was done with them last time. So there they are. All right, so those are my current WIPs. So in cross stitch, and then I have one petite point piece that I am currently working on. And this is from a French blog. And I will put the information for that. I need to get the white thing. I'll put the information for it in the description box if you're interested in these patterns. I think her name is Corinne or Corrine. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her name, but she has a lot of these. These are all free patterns, and she has a lot of these designs that are a positive and a negative. So I finished this one over here. This is going to be the same design, just the negative version of it. So you can see it's coming through. I've got it about halfway done, so it's coming right along. I don't know how close it'll focus here. Let me see if I can get it up there. Sorry, you guys, I know I'm all over the place. I don't want to make you seasick. Okay, hopefully you can see the stitches on that. It's kind of hard for me to tell. All right, so that's it as far as projects that I have started, you guys. So that is basically 5 things. That's it. Got my WIPs down. Now, though I say that, they're going to bump back up. I'll get into that in plans, but the number is going to go up a tiny bit. But I'm hoping to keep it under control and keep it around like 5 to 7 because I feel like that's a pretty manageable number for me. All right, let's move into Flosstube stuff, and I have a couple of stitchy gifts. First stitchy gift I wanted to mention, I didn't print it out, but because I got it as a PDF and I just didn't get a chance to print, sorry you guys, but I received a copy of the winter sampler banner, which is from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. Thank you so much, Kristen. She just released the final season, winter. So I purchased all the others. You saw it in spring that I just started. And she sent me, when she released winter, I was just about to go and purchase it on her Etsy site because I knew she was releasing it that day. And I got this email that she sent it to me as a gift just to say thank you for being a great friend, for all the support this year and stuff like that. So I just want to say thank you to Kristen. Really, really appreciate that. I'm super excited to get that whole series stitched up and on my wall. Like I said, I already know how I'm going to FFO all of them. I've got it ready. I just need to get the stitching done. So my plan is to just start stitching each of those for the seasons this year in 2020. And then I had a fun surprise when I watched Cross My Stitches most recent video. Maybe actually it might not be her most recent one anymore. I think it might be the past one, but whatever, doesn't matter. I won a giveaway on her channel. So it was for this one. It is called Red House in Winter by Little House Needleworks. This cute little red house. Love the colors. So pretty. Really excited to stitch that one out. So thank you, Jackie, for that. And she also included my first ever official needle minder. That's like an actual needle minder. Focusing on my face and not on the needle minder. There we go. It says follow your heart, and it's got some little rose gold polka dots. It's super cute. You guys, I have needle minders that I use, but they are just, I buy the rare earth magnets at the store, and I just use 2 of them. Like, they don't have anything cutesy on them. They're just the magnet, the plain silver magnet circle sitting there. So I'm super excited that I can use an actual real needle minder now. So my very first one, thank you, Jackie. And she also sent along 3 Dinky Dyes silks. You guys, I gotta put it behind a thing. My face is on there, it won't focus. So 3 Dinky Dyes silks, which I've never tried Dinky Dyes before, so I'm really excited to try these out. I love these colors. The aqua one is Gum Leaves. This beige one is called Whoop Whoop, which I think the name is hilarious. And then the purpley one is Mystic Pools, which is a really pretty purpley color. So love those, Jackie. Thank you so much for including those little extras in there. That just made it even more fun to open up the package. I was already super excited to be getting the pattern, and that just made it even better. So thank you. All right, let's move into, oh, I have one more thing that I did not, one more gift, and I totally spaced out and didn't bring it over here. For Christmas, I got 101 alphabets from Rosewood Manor. My family gave that to me as a gift. So I don't know when I'm gonna start that. It's this huge, it's like 500 by 500 stitches, massive, literally 101 alphabets that you stitch up along with a whole bunch of other motifs. So you've probably seen it. It's really popular. There's tons of people out there stitching it. So that one, I'm a little afraid to start it because I'm afraid it's gonna be another one of those like 12-year projects like Garden Stars was, but we'll see. I'm still trying to formulate my plan of what I wanna do, what I wanna stitch it on, and how I wanna do it. So I was happy to get that. That was a great Christmas gift. Sorry, I forgot to bring it over here. I'll try and remember next time to bring it and show it to you. All right, let's move into haul. So I've got a reasonably larger amount of haul, more haul than I usually do, I feel like. I don't usually have that much, but I've got December and January stuff. So on eBay, I had been stocking this magazine, the Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly. So there's a pattern in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm not very well prepared today, you guys. Sorry. I was excited to have time to do a video, so I just kind of like jumped in and started doing the video without too much planning. Here it is. Okay, so I had seen a copy of a magazine that had the second half of this pattern in it. It's called 1837 Reversible Sampler Part 1. And here's a picture of the whole thing. So the pattern I had half of it, and I didn't have the other magazine, the other issue, to have the second half. So I've been stocking this. I put it in the save search on eBay, and I had been stocking and waiting, and my patience paid off because here it is. Got it. So now I have the whole thing. No idea when I'm going to start it, but I'm excited about that. I really love some of the bands in here, and I just really like it. I think it's really pretty. So I'm excited to do that one at some point. The reversible part is what really intrigued me. So we'll see how that goes, because I think it's going to be a little tricky. All right, I also got my floss fix. So I guess this was December. Country Red was the name of it. This is from, they all look the same color if I don't have them on white. This is from Fat Quarter Shop, and they call it their Floss Fix. It's a monthly club. I don't think it's open right now, but here's all the shades. I'll just go through them real quick. It came with Ribbon Red, Bandana, Ruby Slippers, Holly Berry, Licorice Red, and Barn Door. So got those, and then I had joined the club. By the time I wanted to join it in August, it was closed. It had already filled up. So I was able to get in September when it reopened, when they added some more spaces. So I didn't have the August colors, which are called Piggy Pink. So I went ahead when I was making another order and got the pink shades. So those are Persimmon, Ladybug, Cobbled Peach, Cherry Tomato, Blushing Beauty, and Crab Cakes. So I now have the full club. That way, when I get through the whole year, I'll have all the colors. So I'm excited to have those. I've been, for that February monthly series that I'm doing, I'm trying to swap out, it's charted in pretty much all DMCs, but I was trying to swap in a couple of variegated colors for some of the larger motifs. So I also put in order in December. I needed some fabric for some projects that I'm planning in 2020, and Jen's Stitching Niche had Cranberry Christmas from Hands On Design on sale. So I grabbed that because I really love all those pieces, and I want to stitch some of them up next year for Christmas. So grabbed that, and then I also got all of this 40 count fabric. So I think it'll work better if I show it to you all up here. I think the colors will come out better. So this one is Fog Lifter, and that is what I cut a piece off of this already so that I could start February in snow on that one. This is Shadow, kind of a charcoaly gray. This one is Alabaster. It is kind of a pinky beige color. This is Lucky Penny, which is a pale green. Don't focus on me. Thank you. I'm talking to the camera like it's going to listen to me if I tell it not to focus on me. This one's 18th Century Rook. Really pretty dark brownish grayish color. This is Weathered Shingle. A nice gray. You can tell how gray it is compared to the other beiges next to it. And then the last one is Platinum, which is a, typical platinum color, kind of a beige. Okay, so got a lot of projects coming up and I'm excited to be using some of those on it. So what else do we have? Let me just review the notes. That was on my haul. So plans. My FFO pile, now that I have dwindled down my WIP pile, my FFO pile has gotten a bit out of control. I've got 12 things in there, some of which are, I think the oldest one, well, no, not true. The oldest date I know of for sure is 2007. I think there might be a piece in there that's older than that. So, and then I've finished quite a few things in the past couple of months. I just haven't been feeling well enough to FFO a lot of them. So I just kind of need to make my peace with that. In 2020, I really want to get all of those things FFO'd because the things in my FFO pile, I really do want to have out and have displayed. So I just need to be patient with my health and, you know, it'll happen. It'll happen when it happens, but I really want to get those things FFO'd because I really want to have them out and be able to see them every day and use them. And so that's one of my 2020 goals, is to get that FFO pile done. It's not going to happen right away, and maybe it's going to be a little later in the year. When I'm feeling well, it's easier for me to just sit and stitch, but then that adds to the FFO pile because I get stuff done, and you know, it's a challenge, but it's balance, and I'll get there and it'll be fine. All right, so I kind of showed you my WIPs in order of how I want to do them. Like I said, I'm not really going to do a rotation. I'm trying to get, you know, I just have personal goals of things I want to get done. I want to get that February piece done now in January so I can display it in February. And then I bought the whole series. I have all the months. So my plan for 2020 is to stitch 1 month ahead at least. I realize I'm going to have some months where I'm really busy and I might not get it stitched. So I also kind of feel like if I could get a little bit ahead, that would probably be a good idea. So on months where things get behind, I'll still get them done. I'm working on the spring sampler banner. I have all the months. So my plan for 2020 is to, stitch a season ahead. So during January and February, I'm going to get spring stitched. When that one's done, I'll get summer started up and just keep going through all the months so that I have them all done so I can get them displayed and then be changing them out all the time. I also am going to a retreat in April. It is the Love to Cross Stitch retreat in Virginia, and Priscilla and Chelsea are going to be there. Priscilla's teaching a finishing class, which is one of the main reasons I signed up for it. It's local to me, and so I am just going for the day on Saturday. It saves me the expense of staying overnight, and it's close enough I can do that. And it's just easier on my family if I'm not gone the whole weekend. So I'm going to be doing that, but for that finishing class, there's going to be a piece that we have to stitch and have prepared in order to finish it at the class. So I think the retreat materials said that we're going to get the pattern in January. So that should be coming soon. So that's one of my new January starts that I'm going to get going. I want to make sure I have it done because I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to finish it there. So I need to get it started as soon as I get that pattern in January, and that's something I won't be able to show you guys. It's going to be kind of a secret stitch that's going on in the background, and then after the retreat I will share it with you. There's also a smalls exchange at that retreat that I want to do, and that information came out, so the guidelines so that we could start stitching it, but I can't settle in my mind on what I want to do, and I need to do that. In January I need to just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I need to pick something and just get it going so that I can get it done and make sure it's finished well in advance, because I need to allow a little extra buffer time for life issues that come up. So the other thing, I was watching on Flosstube the other day, Stitcher Mel. She's Stitcher Mel on both YouTube and Instagram. And then her friend Tracy is Wow Princess on Instagram, and she just started her own Flosstube channel called Tracy Stitches, and she has 2 videos out, so go check her out, give her some love because she's new. She's doing great. It's fun to watch the 2 of them. Their video together was a lot of fun, and they are doing something called the Year of Smalls, hashtag the Year of Smalls. And the idea is to stitch 20 small pieces in 2020, and I decided to jump on board with that because I realized I have 15 smalls already planned for the year. I've got those 12 months of the year. They're all small. I think they're like 67 by 67, something like that. So they're small pieces. They're not large. They don't take very long to stitch up. So I've got 12 of those. I've got the small for the retreat, and I've got an ornament for each of my daughters that I know for sure I want to do, which gets me to 15 already. I'll probably stitch some ornaments for myself. I've got all those cranberry Christmas ones. Just I feel like other things are going to come up throughout the year that are smalls that I just want to like stitch up really quickly. I also really want to focus on getting some pieces stitched for my printer's tray, and that's all small compartments, and those pieces all will be very small. So those would all count. Like I can easily get 20 smalls finished in 2020. I feel like that's not a huge challenge. Mel and Tracy are also doing 6 large pieces as part of their goal. I'm not gonna commit to that part of it. I don't know that I can get that done. But I might get it done, but I just don't want to stress myself over it. So I'm just gonna go with committing to stitching 20 smalls in 2020. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And if you want to follow along on that, the hashtag is the year of smalls on Instagram. So you can go check it out there and follow along with everybody. All right, Stitching Book Club. So like I said a few minutes ago, the Three Musketeers piece is going to be released, I think, later this week. So I'm going to check that out. I need to see what size it is. I think that there's going to be a mini version for it, but I also saw Kristen respond to someone else's post and say there's going to be more decisions to make this time or something like that. So I think there's more options this time around, and I'm like, because I need to do that retreat stitching, I need to see what the timing is for the Three Musketeers, because there's also more books coming later in the year through Stitching Book Club that I know I want to read and stitch for sure. And I don't want to commit to too many things, and but if it's a mini and it's a small project, then I could commit to that for Three Musketeers, and I think I can fit that in and it wouldn't be an issue. But I'm a little, with not knowing how big the retreat piece is going to be, because I don't have that yet, I don't want to overcommit myself for stitching right now. So we'll see. Because I also have a whole other craft that I just started doing that I'm going to share with you now. So that pretty much wraps up my cross stitch plans for the year. Basically, I have a lot of monthly series that I want to do. I want to have more monthly and seasonal things that I change out, and I want to work on that printer's tray and get that up. I'm actually planning to put it right above this piece. It'll go up here on the wall. So hopefully you'll start to see that hung up there soon and start seeing it fill in over 2020. So moving on, other craft. So I couldn't find, oh wait, I have one more cross stitch thing. Sorry, I lied. Back to cross stitch, not my cross stitch. This is my 10-year-old's cross stitch. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm Stitching with the Waves on Instagram as well. So you can follow me over there. And one of my pictures I posted in November was of my daughter. 10-year-old daughter, she picked up this old kit. It's a Busilla My First Stitch. She picked this up in November. I was sitting there stitching one night and she's like, I want to stitch with you. She grabbed this out of the basket. I think she had 4 stitches in it at the time. And this is where she is now. So she stitched on it for a few days. It's not focusing because it's focusing on me. Cover up my face. Okay, there you go. So it's just gonna say love. She's finished the V and started the E. So you can just see her little 10-year-old stitches there. I love them. They're so cute. She does not, she does it her own way. She does her own thing. So she did the V first, and now the E. You can see it's, looking really good. It's a lot more uniform, and she's really getting into it. So she had picked that up and started working on it a little bit, and she asked me if I'd show it. So there you go. That's her project and where it stands. So we'll see how long it takes her to get through that one, because she has a newfound love. So I couldn't find one of these, but for Christmas, Santa Claus put these little diamond painting kits in their stockings. Oh yeah, you can totally see how sparkly it is. So this was my 8-year-old's, this cute little kitty cat. My 10-year-old got a hot air balloon, and that's the one I can't find. These are 3 inches by 3 inches. So they were both done in a day. I mean, it was like I think it took my 10-year-old about an hour. Took my 8-year-old a little bit longer, but not very long. So we immediately went onto Amazon and got some bigger things. So my 8-year-old got these are stickers. It's on sticker paper. So first you diamond paint them, and then they're stickers. You can take them off and put them on whatever you want to. The picture online showed, you know, water bottles, cups, journals, anything you want to it's just a sticker, so you can stick it on and like decorate any object that you want to. So these are great because they're small and my 8-year-old can do them herself. But then we also got her, I don't know how well this shows because of you gotta have the plastic to cover up the sticky stuff. So take it back and see. I don't know if you can see the diamonds. There's little diamonds all over there, right? She's kind of gone up the side there with the diamonds. Yeah, there, you can kind of see it there. All right, so this one's great because it's big enough the two of us can work on it together. And the reason I wanted to share it here is because it's been a really great project for the two of us to do together. This is 12 by 12 inches, and something this size is kind of overwhelming for an 8-year-old, but we sit there and we do it together and we fill it in little by little, and we can talk and we can chat as we do it. And it really, to me, has the same feel of relaxation that cross stitch does. And it's easier to chat with her while doing this because there's no pattern to, you know, be looking back and forth from the pattern to the canvas. The symbols are all right on the canvas, so it's really easy to just pick a letter and start filling it in with the right color diamonds. So it's been a fun project to do with her, and she finds it really relaxing. My 10-year-old finds it really relaxing, and it's a nice, after we do homework or, just, in the evening before bedtime, they're like, let's diamond paint, and we'll just sit down for like 15 minutes or so and just diamond paint a little bit. And it's just a very relaxing activity. I know we all say how relaxing cross stitch is, and I just found when I was doing this with them that it is really relaxing. It's just a nice little quiet activity to do, and the repetition of it, it's fun, but it also gives you that same downtime, same relaxation time, which is really nice. And it's nice that we can work on it together. It makes it kind of a social activity. So this one is a big elephant. You see that? Sorry for the glare. Big elephant that my 10-year-old picked out. And she's got just the bottom 2 to 3 inches filled in there, if you can see them. She's had a friend over who sat and helped her with it for a long time, and she finds the same thing. So she has ADHD, and she has really found that it is a nice relaxing activity for her. It really calms her down, and she likes to sit there doing it. So I just wanted to share a quick little diamond painting craft that we have picked up, that we've all found we really enjoy. So that's pretty much it, you guys. If you have any questions, please throw them up down in the comments. I'd be happy to chat with you. And I hope you're having a great 2020. I hope everybody gets a lot of stitching time. Everybody has good health. Sometimes that's a struggle. And I'm hoping to be back again soon. I love sharing here with you guys, and it's just fun to interact with a bunch of other stitchers who get stitching and understand it. So I hope you're having a great 2020. I'll see you again soon. Bye.